Hi guys, it's Sam here from Bargain.hunting.blonde, and I am back to hopefully make videos continually throughout the year, which is really exciting. As some of you know, if you followed me on Instagram, I had my son last year, and then from all of that, some complications and challenges and many surgeries later, I just did not have the ability to sit here and film for you for many months, and then by the time I did, is back into work and with the baby and getting everything together. So I have still been active on Instagram, but I have not been as active on YouTube, but I am back. I am hoping to get out videos once a week. I really appreciate you all sticking by me. I have been luxury shopping, though not as much, because sometimes I'm too tired to shop, which is crazy, since everything that went down, but 2024 was definitely a trying year. I am on the road to recovery, which is great. Still dealing with some things, but you know, we are getting there. So that is very exciting. That's kind of my life update and why I have not been present on YouTube, because it is a lot harder to get time to sit down and film reviews and stuff like that for you guys. Versus Instagram, even Reels is much shorter and much easier to get at. And this is just my hobby and something I'm very passionate about. I've always loved handbags. I've been collecting now for like, since I was 18, I think I got my first, so I got a lot of Dooney and Burke bags at 16, but at 18, I bought my first Louis Vuitton, Preloved, and since then, have been adding bags, definitely slower, obviously. Don't think I really added anything when I was in college, 1 or 2 bags when I was in law school, and then obviously as an attorney, which is my full-time job still, I love bags, and I love to collect them, and I was very lucky as part of my career to live part-time in Switzerland and the UK, which helped a lot because bags are a lot cheaper in Europe. But without further ado, I kind of just wanted to have a chatty video with you guys on what has been going on in the luxury world. Just say, hey, I'm back. I'll have more videos once a week. What has been crazy to me to just kind of see recently is 2 things. So first has to do with this bag, though this is a vintage version of the Louis Vuitton Murakami MultiColor collection. This is from one of the original runs of the beautiful bag in the white. The newer pieces, at least handbag wise, did not hit like these did for me. I really love this bag. I do not really carry it, but I just love having it in my collection and looking at it. But I did not buy this until maybe 5 years ago, but it was one of the first collections I really fell in love with, and I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about all the drama that has been happening around these pieces. So first, as you guys will have probably seen, there was a rush to pre-order them, and I totally fine pre-ordering things if that's what you want and you really want the piece, but Louis Vuitton didn't handle this pre-order well. Depending on where you were located, you had to be a VIP or not. Even if you were a VIP and you put down your full deposit, you got calls that you weren't going to get the piece, which I think that in itself just was not a good showing by Louis Vuitton. It's like they've never had collections you can pre-order, which is totally false. I have pre-ordered many things from Louis Vuitton, and I've never had an issue where I thought I wasn't going to get the piece, but that's what happened with some people in the multicolor pieces. Also, you should know your stock if you're putting it into a stock system. So like they should know that, oh, you can't actually pre-order, say this bag they didn't re-release, but you can't pre-order that, we don't have any left, and they should have just told people that. And then I also think keeping it to VIPs is, in my opinion, especially for Louis Vuitton, a little short-sighted. I know some of the fashion brands like Hermes are still doing really well, but a lot are not. And the person, to me, Louis Vuitton is like the gateway drug into the higher luxury, because the canvas pieces, at least used to be, a little more attainable. And so that is kind of where a lot of people start, and then they hop to, you know, the other brands like the Chanel, the Hermes, Celine, all of that, like the brands I don't know about, Goyard. It's just kind of the brand that a lot of people know, and so a lot of people gravitate towards, and their SLGs used to be a lot more reasonable, their bags used to be a lot more reasonable. It's kind of like a gateway drug to luxury. And so I think leaving behind the market that is not a VIP customer is really short-sighted. And how they define VIP customer was like, is very odd to me. I don't know what their true definition was, because like I got a lookbook and the ability to pre-order if I wanted, and I didn't pre-order anything. But like I haven't ordered something from Louis Vuitton in the United States for a while, and the last thing I picked up was something in Rome, and I don't know if Louis Vuitton has a universally linked system. I don't think they do. And so it was just weird. I was like, oh, I mean, I was very happy to get the lookbook and be able to pre-order if I wanted, but like, I don't consider myself a Louis Vuitton VIP. So I thought that was weird. And then other people I know who like, I would think were a VIP, maybe did get the lookbook, but then told like they couldn't pre-order everything because other people are, it was just a really bad rollout for a brand that has done this so many times. And I find it very hard to believe that they had no idea that the millennials who now have spending money, who couldn't purchase these pieces when they came out, or others who couldn't purchase these pieces when they came out, wouldn't want them. It was so short-sighted. People were so ecstatic because I remember every other colored piece collection, like the, it wasn't the Lucky Dice collection, but you know, the kind of like Las Vegas-y collection that had some colored pieces. People were like, oh, is this their new, you know, multicolor? And it wasn't. And so people have always been like on the lookout for multicolor. The pieces still sell well on the resale market. So I thought it was really weird that they were like, oh, we had no idea this many people would want these pieces. I think that was a lie. I just think they didn't have rollout planned well. And then the second thing that I've noticed a lot of people talk about is that they did not get most of the packaging. And packaging is just packaging. As someone who's bought a lot of luxury pieces, sometimes the packaging has to go. But a special edition packaging, I would definitely keep. And I do keep certain brand packaging. I mean, or like packaging that's convenient, like these little Twilly boxes, really convenient, so I keep them. So I think it was very short-sighted to send the influencers they work with, which I have no issues with brands working with influencers. That's not what bothers me. What bothers me is when you give them a different product than you are ever going to release to the public, and then expect the public not to get upset when they don't get what the influencers got. So if you've seen some of the influencer unboxings from the multicolor line, they had the shopping bag. I believe they had a different, I've seen ones with different boxes. I don't know if someone put them in different boxes, but not the traditional Louis Vuitton box. It was like a special Murakami box. They had stickers. They had the multicolor tissue paper. They had a special multicolor ribbon, a special like little multicolor charm. And they got this beautiful packaging, and then I'm seeing a bunch of people who spent their hard-earned money, and they're lucky if they got any part of that multicolor packaging. Some people just got a ribbon, some people got tissue paper, people maybe just got the shopping bag. It was really hit or miss, and I think that is unfortunate because people who are spending their hard-earned money on this stuff want to see the packaging. I understand it's just packaging, but that's part of the luxury experience. If I just wanted a handbag off of a rack, I can go buy that kind of anywhere. So I think Louis Vuitton really missed the mark there, especially considering you know how many pieces you made, Louis Vuitton. You know how much packaging you need. So where is it? And I have heard some rumors that certain regions, you know, each region got to pick what they were purchasing and what pieces they were getting. And so I know certain regions like didn't buy certain pieces. And then I also heard certain regions like chose not to buy certain pieces of the packaging, which I don't know if that's true or not. And if that was true, to me, that sounds like something where Louis Vuitton needs to be like, listen guys, we're standardizing this. Sorry. All the other packaging is always standardized, so I don't know why they couldn't just say that. Also, how much did the packaging cost? 30 cents? Like, Louis Vuitton and different regions, like, you guys can pay the 30 cents. Like, I guarantee you can pay the 30 cents. Plus, if you're like me, depending on where you live, I live in the Bay Area, we pay for our bags regardless. Like, I pay for a freaking shopping bag at Hermes, I'm pretty sure. They're like 10 cents or 25 cents, whatever it is, depending on where you're located. So, like, the customer's paying for it anyway, and if you were worried about the 30 cents, like, work it into the price of these items. They were already very expensive because they were this limited edition 20-year collab, which I can't believe we're at 20 years. But last night I was watching with my best friend the new episodes of The Simple Life for Nicole in Paris, so everything is coming back again, and this is actually, their show was where I first started seeing this bag, the multicolor in general. And then I think, lastly, and I think this is really interesting, is I have heard from sales associates at both Louis Vuitton and at department stores, and then from you all, because I did a question and answer on Instagram, is that this collection was not limited to that first run. People have been promised pieces like 3 months from now. We do not know exactly what those pieces will be, but there are more pieces coming. So they made this crazy rush. Everyone was trying to get the website to work. It kept crashing because they were like, oh, it's limited, but they're producing more. And I think they were always going to produce more. This collaboration is going to make them a lot of money. So why would they not? I mean, last time they kept the Murakami collection around for a long time. And I remember a sales associate at Louis Vuitton saying to me, like, this is the last, like, year we're going to have these out and then we're going to pull them. But like, you could still find random pieces floating about. So there will be more. What it is, I'm not sure. But if you do want something, I would let your sales associate know so they know your wish list. So if they get it in, they potentially can get it for you. I think it was very short-sighted to collect money from people when you didn't have the pieces. Meredith from, I think it's Luxe with Meredith. I'll link her channel down below. I might have said her handle wrong. She was talking about how like they let people pre-order pieces in Australia, and Australia was never getting those pieces. Like, that never should have happened. This is not amateur hour. This is a huge multinational brand. Like Louis Vuitton in general. They know how to roll things out. This should not have happened. So I think I know people think it's ridiculous that people are upset about packaging. I 100% get it. You're paying a lot of money. You want the full experience. If you don't get it, it's kind of a bummer, especially when you see all these influencers getting these pieces with beautiful packaging and you wanted that too. So I will say I get it. I know some people are like, what's ridiculous? It's just packaging, but you can have your own opinion when you're spending your own money on it. And so if you wanted the packaging, you wanted the packaging. And there's nothing wrong with that. So that's kind of my take on the Louis Vuitton multicolor collection. I prefer the older pieces. I do have a friend who's in France right now, and she has been able to pick me up a piece, but it is not a bag. And I had her get it in France because it was cheaper. I thought the prices on things here were ridiculous. And then secondly, the thing that's been going around that I'm seeing everywhere is the Walmart Birkin, or the Wirkin, or whatever you want to call it. I don't understand why this is such a big deal, because fake handbags have basically always existed. Like, since the rise of the designer luxury handbag, fakes of them have always existed. Fake Birkins have always existed. This is not new, that they are on the Walmart website. You can find them on the Amazon website. You can find them on wherever else you buy fakes. I don't know. I am not that market. But this is not new. There's a lot of legal implications in this. I have worked previously with the Hermes litigation team. I'm sure there's already been things sent to Walmart. I know that there are a lot of like IP, trademark issues, potentially design patents. I'm not really sure what Hermes has there, but there are a lot of legal implications for this. But this is not new. This is something that is always happening. There are always cease and desists being sent around about products on different websites that need to be taken down. Amazon a couple years ago got in trouble, a lot of trouble, for their fakes they had on their website, like the Gucci Marmont fake belts that they had that a bunch of influencers were selling. Whenever I see someone linking one of these fake products, I unfollow them. I'll fully admit that. I'm not here to support the fake industry, not only from like an IP perspective, which is an industry I have worked in for many years. It's not my primary focus for law, but I do at the moment a lot of copyright stuff. So like, I know that part of it upsets me. And then also just like the worker condition upset me. And I know that there could be big brands that are using factories that are not legitimate, or that pretend to be legitimate for the checks, but at least the bigger brands are checking. And a lot of these conditions these bags are produced in are just not great. So all brands have a lot to come on that front, but like the fake brands aren't even trying to make things better or trying to change, because the brands who are producing those bags do not care. Like, there will be pressure from the more global multinational brands to try to fix those factories somewhat. And so I think, I just don't understand why this became such a big deal. People seem to think that like this bag is like a knock on capitalism. It's not. You're still buying things. So you're still feeding into capitalism. So I don't really understand that aspect of it. Maybe I missed something there, but I don't get that. And then people seem to think it is going to end the Hermes Birkin. Someone who owns, you can't necessarily see them, you can see one of the dust bags here, a lot of Birkins and a lot of Hermes. I would never, ever, ever, ever buy a Wirkin or a Walmart Birkin, even if I could not afford a Birkin. I have never bought fakes. Like I said, my first hardcore designer branded bag was Preloved. It was Louis Vuitton Speedy 25 Preloved. Like, I would just not buy it if I couldn't afford it. And so that's why it's not replacing Hermes. The quality is not there. People who want Hermes are still going to buy Hermes. And if, for some reason you're someone who really wants the fake Wirkin, like, you are able to go buy it, that is your right. I mean, I think they're all sold out / already taken off of the Walmart website because Walmart wants to limit their liability, considering they weren't actually the ones selling it. It was a third-party reseller on their platform. But I just don't get it. I don't think it's replacing the Birkin. I don't think it's going to be this crazy phenomenon everyone thinks it is. I do not think it is a knock on capitalist society. I mean, you're using Walmart's website to buy it. Walmart, Amazon, the epitome of capitalist economy, which like everyone's got their own opinion on that, but like you are still definitely participating in it. So I don't know. I found it really interesting. I also find it super interesting that a lot of the people who are interested in these fake bag products are Gen Z, but Gen Z also demands of their other companies, you know, like renewable energy sources, a lot of recycling. So it's a weird dichotomy to me, to be honest, to be supporting like fakes, but then in other avenues of your life want something different. But those are kind of my two takes on like the big things that are happening right now in like the handbag world. I would love to know what you think about all of this. I know I had a lot of opinions there, but I have no one else to talk to about it. My poor husband has heard about it, my coworkers, though I did get to talk to my coworkers about the 60 Minutes, excuse me, Hermes video because they watched it, which was great. But there's no one female on my team. I'm thinking. No, there was no one female on that call. So that was an interesting discussion. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think. I don't know. Maybe you think the Wirkin, which is such a weird name, is going to like change Hermes and impact Hermes at all. I don't think so. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the MultiColor. Did you pick up anything? Do you like the older pieces? Like, what do you think of the rollout? I just think it was a disaster. So thank you all for sticking with me at this chatty video. I'm excited to be back. There is more content already filmed. I am batch filming because with the little one, this is what I must do. But I really appreciate it, and I thank you all for tuning in today and sticking with me. If you want to see handbag reviews, handbag reveals, handbag collection videos, please make sure to stick around and hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.